So here's how you start your role-playing game, your role-playing session. You start it with an explosion, a massive call to action, massive opportunity. Immediately make a decision. Maybe roll some dice. And this doesn't have to be an actual explosion. It could be like a fireball if you're playing fantasy, but something to immediately pull the players in. We don't want to waste any time forging the narrative and transitioning the players into their avatars, into their characters on the table. So consider this. We'll back up a couple of hours. You're heading towards your weekly RPG group, D&D, Invisible Sun, Alien, the RPG, whatever group you're playing in. And on the way, you've got annoying things like school, responsibilities, work, your to-do list, the stuff that you need to take care of on the way, answering some phone calls, replying to some texts. You're navigating to the gaming location, whether that's your friend's house or perhaps it's a gaming store or a club. When you arrive, you got your stuff, you sit down, you're going to talk to your friends, get in the game, get your miniature out if you're playing with them. There's this slow transition to the game. And once the game starts, you're going to gradually be pulled in to that narrative. You're going to gradually assume your character as an avatar on the table. What's the bio of my character? How do they think? What are their goals? Where are we in that moment? Where are we in the adventure? Where did we leave off last week? And once you get to that transition, once you get to that moment where now you are the avatar on the table or in the game, along with the other players, along with your friends, combined with the magnetism of the DM, now we're role-playing. Now we're getting that story going. Now we're in that game. We're literally creating the narrative, creating the worlds. If it takes 5 to 10 to 15 minutes to get into that game mode, that's role-playing time. That's role-playing opportunity. That from the perspective of the DM, I'm not utilizing fully. If we have 4 hours to play, I want 3 hours and 59 minutes of pure immersion. That's the goal. That's the goal. We strive for perfection as a DM. So when you sit down at the table and when the players are all there and they're set up and ready to go, immediately start the adventure with a call to action. Even if you're recapping what happened previously, then in that recap, focus on an action scene. Focus on some of the decisions the players made. How can you start an adventure immediately, pulling them into the narrative, pulling them into the game?